Welcome back to another explainer. I am so pumped to be with you today because we are diving headfirst into the absolute most complex, defining, and frankly, fascinating magic system of this entire universe. We are talking about the ultimate expression of power and individuality in the Card Apprentice Daily Log universe, Origin cards. So think about it for a second. What makes a Card Apprentice truly unstoppable? I mean, in a world where anyone can just go buy a spell or craft a weapon out of common ingredients, what actually separates your everyday foot soldiers from the absolute gods of this realm? Well, throughout this explainer, we're going to uncover powers that literally bend reality. We'll look at abilities that totally defy logic, like the god-tier Myriad Devil Body, and explore exactly how these unique artifacts elevate a standard fighter into an unstoppable force of nature. All right, here is our rapid roadmap for today. First, what are Origin cards? Second, the fated ingredient. Third, breaking the rules. Fourth, sentience and soul bonding. And finally, legendary origin cards. Let's get right into it. Section 1. What are origin cards? The ultimate magic. So an origin card is classified as a unique grade card. But here's the kicker. These are not just magical tools you can pick up at the local guild association mall. They are entirely exclusive to a single card apprentice. They are forged directly from the user's individuality. When we're talking about origin cards, we are talking about literal, physical extensions of a person's soul. And because they represent the host's very existence, they are considered completely indestructible. Just look at the massive power gap this creates. Normal cards are bound by physics and magic limits. They need soul power to activate. They have durability ratings, which means they degrade and break, and they're made from common, repeatable recipes. But origin cards? They require 0 soul power to activate. They have 0 durability limits, meaning they never ever break. And there is no recipe because they're entirely unique to the host. It's a sheer, world-breaking tactical advantage. Section 2. The fated ingredient. Finding pure fate. Which obviously brings us to a very logical question. How does someone actually get their hands on one of these miracles? Well, you can't just walk into a store and buy the ingredients. The lore introduces something called the supernatural sense. Basically, pure fate literally guides an apprentice to their one unique fated ingredient. They feel this irresistible pull in their heart telling them they must possess it. And guys, this leads to some incredibly bizarre origin items. For instance, Susan's fated ingredient was a medieval black steel armor corset. Or take Jaya. Her fated ingredient was actually her own Voltronian core that had been stripped from her at birth. Fate just always finds a way. Once that item is found, the highly unpredictable forging process starts. First, they sense the fated ingredient. Second, the creator has to meticulously transfer soul pathways into the origin core. And finally, step 3, they morph that origin core right into a card. It's a highly unpredictable, miraculous process. Master creators, like our protagonist Wyatt, use this exact flow to craft absolute miracles for their clients, completely ignoring standard templates to build something truly unique. Section 3. Breaking the rules, shattering limits. But how do these cards interact with the laws of the universe? Well, they come with massive hidden perks that completely shatter standard power scaling. First up, they auto-level. When the host increases a realm and goes through a baptism, the card upgrades right along with them, even fixing genetic defects. Second, and this is a closely guarded secret from the top 10 universities, is origin rule theory. Owning an origin card vastly enhances your rule comprehension, basically letting you understand universal laws incredibly fast. Third, they can actually be forged from a false relic. And finally, they give you the ultimate element of surprise. Which leads perfectly into the uniqueness factor. As the saying in the universe goes, the unknown is feared, and the known is prepared against. The absolute greatest tactical advantage of an origin card is that it is a complete mystery. Because no two cards are alike, enemies can never truly strategize against them. You literally never know if your opponent's card is going to summon a slime, heal a wound, or drop a meteor right on your head. Section 4. Sentience and soul bonding, alive and demanding. But all this power comes with some incredibly quirky and sometimes highly dangerous side effects. I absolutely love this quote from the source material. Origin cards are bonded to card apprentices for life, and having a summon-type origin card is like being in a marriage. You cannot just treat these cards like simple tools in a toolbox. They are alive. And this brilliantly illustrates the true cost of power. As they undergo baptisms, summon-type origin cards actually develop independent opinions and emotions. They will literally demand satisfaction from their masters, and if they are unhappy, they are completely capable of punishing the apprentice. Take William Bright's card, which constantly initiates demands and punishes him if he fails to meet them, or Anna's card, which acts like a jealous, rebellious twin sister who even calls Anna's own mother, Mother. It is a wildly unpredictable dynamic.
Section 5. Legendary Origin Cards, the pinnacle of power.
All right, it's time to escalate to the climax of this explainer. Let's look at the absolute pinnacle of power in this universe. There is a wild, vast variety of god-tier powers out there. We've got Pax's Iron Flesh, which grants him insane cyborg and mecha integration. We've got Corey's Relife, which allows her to inherit memories from her past lives. But the two we really need to focus on today are Mike Brown's Myriad Devil Body and Wyatt's Calamity Soul Gem. Let's zero in on Mike Brown's terrifying card, the Myriad Devil Body. This card doesn't just put on a disguise. It flawlessly transforms the user's physical appearance, their internal soul pathways, and their energy signatures using just a tiny DNA medium. We're talking a drop of blood or a piece of rubble. Mike can seamlessly turn into a tiny, undetectable pebble to escape an army, or just morph into a giant, multi-armed demon to slaughter them. This dual functionality is exactly why Mike is such a lethal threat. He has two main abilities. The Myriad Devil transformation is defensive and utility-based, where the user morphs themselves into anything. But the Myriad Devil's Hex, that is a terrifying offensive weapon, where the user forces a target to morph into anything. He can literally look at a powerful card lord and turn them into a rock on the ground. Absolute nightmare fuel. And finally, we have Wyatt's reality-bending card, the Calamity Soul Gem. Honestly, this card is so overpowered, it feels like a cheat code. It literally splits his mind, granting him 12 distinct consciousnesses, all connected by a hive AI. And because his mind is split, he wields absolute curse immunity. He can absorb and throw around devastating blood curses flawlessly, letting his multiple consciousnesses bear the burden without suffering any backlash to his original soul. It's an absolute masterpiece of rule-breaking. So after seeing all of this, from the invincible armor to the demanding sentient summons and the reality-warping transformations, I'm going to leave you with this question to ponder. Knowing the dangers, knowing that cards like the Myriad Devil Body can cause you to lose your very identity in the transformation, would you risk losing your true self to wield the absolute power of an origin card? It really is the ultimate cost of power in this universe. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for this explainer. Keep learning, and I will see you in the next one.